One of the things I think a lot of people are really not prepared for the consequences of are the effects and the impacts of these post-Brexit trade deals. We've talked before about how the Japan deal that we signed was absolutely inferior to the one that we had when we were in the EU, and the fact that it covers some stuff to which no industries in the UK would actually benefit from. And if you lined up the the percentages of how much this benefits Japan versus the UK, it overwhelmingly favored Japan by about I think it was by like 80 something percent. And I think it only only for the UK it only favored us by about 17%. So overwhelmingly, that Japan trade deal was overwhelmingly in favor of Japan. Now, of course, the Brexiteers constantly bemoaned the fact that, oh no, the EU single market is such a bad thing, because again, it was just a bad thing because it stops us from doing all these other trade deals. Well, we had a really good trade deal with Japan. We had, again, at the same time, we are currently trying to do a deal with Mexico when we've signed like a rollover agreement. The EU did a fantastic trade deal with Mexico, which makes the rollover deal that we signed look absolutely pathetic. The other thing you've got to remember is that we have signed what are a lot of rollover deals. These are essentially the stopgap between signing a actual trade deal. And so far, the track record of rolling something over from a rollover deal to an actual free trade agreement is not good. So far, they have all been not only actively worse than the rollover deal, but also very much worse than the deal we had when we're in the EU. And I think a lot of people, as you can see here, we're going to go into it in a bit, people are going to realize just how much openness there was when we were in the EU, because we knew what was being discussed in trade deals. Now, trade deals are done in the dark. Remember, at this moment in time, there is a trade deal being done with Australia. I don't know what's in the deal. We can suspect and speculate things that might be in the deal, but we will not know until the deal is out and the ink is drying on the dotted line. And I think this is what a lot of people are going to be really, really surprised about when these start happening. So let's jump into this article then today from the Evening Standard. But before we jump into that, please do remember to hit that like and share and subscribe button. And of course, down below there are links to my Patreon page, as well as one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, well, buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much to all those people who do support me. So let's jump into this then, shall we? So, 2/3 feel left in the dark about the impact of post-Brexit trade deals. So, more than 2/3 of the UK public feel left in the dark about the impact that post-Brexit trade deals struck by the government will have. The International Trade Secretary Liz Truss has been tasked with establishing bespoke deals with worldwide allies after the UK regained its power to negotiate its own trading terms by leaving the European Union last year. But while a host of rollover deals with countries have been secured, mirroring the terms that had been initially in place with a member of the European bloc, fresh agreements with Japan and Australia have been signed. And again, the Japan deal is actively worse than the one we had in the EU, and we don't even know what the terms of the Australian deal are yet. So a survey found that Britons feel that the government has not been open what the bilateral treaties actually entail. A survey of more than 3,000 UK adults found that 67% felt that the public received too little information from ministers about the trade deals, with only 7% recording that they knew that the UK had actually a deal in place with Japan. Again, they're not being open with it because there are reasons. Like I say, normally around the rest of the world, this is how trade deals are done. They are done behind closed doors until Literally, the deal is signed, and if there is something in there that the public doesn't like, or maybe is going to really dramatically affect a sector, well, tough. That's how trade deals are done around the world, and the EU is the only body that was actually open about what it was discussing and about what was going on during these talks. So, a quarter of consumers who took part in the poll, conducted on behalf of the Consumer Choice Group, which said that they felt the government was not open at all about the impact the new trade deals will have. These figures were the highest, of course, in Northern Ireland, where dissatisfaction among unionists over the Northern Ireland Protocol, which effectively keeps part of the UK in the EU single market for goods to prevent a hard border, has been escalating since it came into force. The majority of Northern Irish respondents said that Boris Johnson's administration had not been forthcoming about what the trade deals meant for their nation. There were also devolved fears elsewhere, with a third of customers in Wales and 41% in Scotland recording that they were not at all confident that the trade deals agreed by Westminster and ministers would reflect the specific needs of their part of the union. Meanwhile, there was a very strong feeling in the UK that standards would be upheld in the post-Brexit wrangling. Again, Australia is going to be the first big challenge for that, and I guarantee you farming standards are going to be hugely affected. So critics have voiced concern because they feel that the trade agreement with Australia back in June will see British farmers undercut by food coming in from Australia that does not meet the same high standards here in the UK. Out of those surveyed, almost 9 in 10 felt that all food imported should align with current UK food domestic standards. 4 in 5 consumers agreed that the UK government's trade policy should not endorse signing deals that remove existing environmental protections, while 63% thought that it was very important not to reduce the data and digital protections in Concords. And again, all these now are up for grabs in trade negotiations. That's how trade deals work. If you want to play hardball on this, UK public, you are in a very small minority. Because again, that's not how trade deals work. And again, the only organization that felt that regulations should be there and protecting regulations was the EU. And it was strong enough to be able to actually enforce that in deals. The UK is not strong enough to actually enforce that economically. So Sue Davis, the head of the Consumer Rights and Food Policy at Which, said that there should be a consumer chapter included in each future individual trade deal to inform people about the benefits and changes negotiated. The success of future agreements will be judged on whether they deliver for the ordinary people in their everyday lives, not just the export opportunities they provide, she said. Our research said that shows that customers feel that they have been left in the dark about what the trade deals will mean for them. The government must take this opportunity to try and communicate transparently and openly with the public about trade negotiations and push for a consumer chapter to be included in future trade deals, which reflects these issues that are most important to consumers. Good luck. Again, trade deals are not negotiated normally, again, unless they're done with the EU in an open way. Again, something that people are probably going to notice pretty fast, I think. Which said that a consumer chapter should cover key parts of consumer priorities, such as maintaining food, data, environmental, and online shopping protections, and more than 80% of the survey's respondents supported that idea. Yonder, on behalf of Which, surveyed over 3,263 UK adults online between June of 23rd to 24th. The Labour Shadow Trade Secretary, Emily Thornberry, said, "This survey should be a wake-up call for Liz Truss. The British people do not want her undermining our food standards and selling our farming communities and the negotiating trade deals on behalf without telling us what they actually mean." A spokesperson for the Department of International Trade said that free trade will grow our economy in every part of the UK and deliver jobs while delivering better standards and higher wages. Again, questionable at that at best. As an independent trading nation, everything but actually answering the question. As an independent trading nation, we are likely to strike ambitious deals that will not only support our key industries, but also benefit consumers who are able to enjoy more choice, better value, and things thanks to the tariffs that we are cutting. Again, tariffs that you are cutting protect your own key industries here in the UK as well. We've talked about the dangers of cutting tariffs and what that actually means and entails. Our climate change and environmental policies are some of the most ambitious in the world, questionable again. And we will not sign trade deals that compromise our high environmental standards, animal welfare protection, food standards. Again, we'll find out very quickly what that means in the Australian deal. Literally, I think in a couple of months, when the full details of that actually come out. But I am not holding my breath. I am not holding my breath about it being a good deal. I think a lot of people are going to be very shocked about what the Australians have got. There have been rumours already in coming out from Australia that the Australians have already got their farming provisions that they wanted, with no 15-year like de-escalation. So it would start at the maximum as it currently would be, and then it would like lower over those 15 years. Apparently, they've already secured that. That is the rumors that were coming out of Australia just a couple of months ago, and I have every reason to suspect that might very well be true. I think we're going to find very quickly, and I think you're going to see it definitely. I think it's September where we're meant to get the announcement of what's in this trade deal. I think you're going to see a lot of farmers raise hell about this. And then I think people are going to actually realize what the ideas of post-Brexit trade and the reality of what that actually means for the UK very, very quickly. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button on your way out. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, well, buy me coffee. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time.